Good afternoon, students. I hope you can see and hear me well. Today we're going to have a lecture brief of the lecture we have covered previously. So today we're going to cover the lecture of the course Entertainment Industry. I'm the lecturer, Oijan Sivtayevich Baymukhanov. So as you remember, we usually have a lecture outline that consists of 3 parts. So usually at the beginning we have an overview of the previous lectures, then we start the lecture. The topic of this lecture is the casino management. This topic was covered during the week 11, as you remember, and at the end of the lecture we usually give you an assignment. This time we're going to skip the overview due to the time limitations, and go straightly to the topic of this week, which is casino management. So let's start the lecture. Yep. So the casino management. Casino, as you remember, is the facility for certain types of gambling. So casino is usually related to the gambling that can be a part of a hotel, resort, restaurant, retail, shopping, cruise shops, or other tourist attractions. Usually the casino can host also live entertainments, stand-up shows like stand-up comedies, concerts, and other sporting events. As you know, the gambling is a type of entertainment that is prohibited in the most countries. In some countries like Kazakhstan, United States, China, and the other places, they have a special dedicated area where the gambling is allowed. In the other places, usually gambling is prohibited. So what does the word casino mean and where it originated? Casino is actually the word that originated from Italian. Its root is casa, which means house, and in early times it meant a small country villa, summer house, or social club where people used to play different games, including games that are today considered to be and called as gambling. The first European gambling house were not called a casino, of course, and it was located in Venice, Italy, and that is why the term casino originated in Italy. So it happened in 1638, and it was opened by the Great Council of Venice. Of course, as we can imagine, it lived about more than 100 years, and then it was closed due to the fact that the government of the city decided that this gambling institution was responsible for impoverishing of the local gentry. The gambling did not originate only in Italy, it also was popular in the USA, in the so-called New World, but the place where people used to gamble was called saloons, and the first major cities where gambling was greatly popular as New Orleans, St. Louis, Chicago, and San Francisco. Saloons usually included drinking, gambling, and fights, and etc. That is why in the early 20th century, gambling was outlawed by the state legislation. And that is why for a short period of time, people were not allowed to gamble all over the United States and the states where the gambling was quite popular. Later in 1931, the gambling was legalized by the state of Nevada, where today we have one of the key gambling cities that is called and famous by the name of the Los Angeles. Los Angeles actually is not the only place where gambling is allowed in the United States. They have the second largest gambling city also, which is located in the New Jersey, and the city is called Atlantic. So Atlantic City is the second largest gambling city of the USA, and it is located not so far from the New York and the other larger cities of the United States. Today we have major gambling capitals, yeah, like the Los Angeles in Europe, in the United States. Then we have Monte Carlo, which is in Europe, and we have Macau, which is in China, yeah, former Portugal colony. And we can say a few words about Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo is a part, that's actually a district of a tiny country, which is Monaco, and they have a very famous casino where many celebrities used to play and still gamble. Also, this place was famous because a lot of aristocrats, a lot of famous people, for example, James Bond movies, were shot there. Also, we can say that the casino of Monte Carlo has a like opera house on the back side of it, and it is located near the beach. And actually, the Monaco is famous by many different games, for example, Formula One races and the other popular gambling and sports events take place there. The Super Cup, UEFA Super Cup, used to be played there too. So now let's talk about the management and let's talk about the departments of the casino. Casino is actually a larger institution that, as we said, can be part of a hotel or resort. So the casino usually consists of several divisions or departments, and these departments are like casino operations, where basically the value is created and where the games are played. Treasury, we know that gambling is about playing with money, so that money should be counted, saved, and exchanged to the chips. Then we have the casino marketing, which deals not just with the fact that it attracts gamblers, but also it is responsible for the VIP service and loyalty programs. Then we have the casino HR, which deals with the stuff. Then we have the casino administration, where the management sits, and of course the casino surveillance, which is responsible for the safety and for making sure that all the players are playing fair and square, and they are not like cheating and uh, like earning money that is not kind of belong to them. So when we talk about the organization, not about the casino departments, but organization, we can say that usually casino is managed by the president. Yeah. Also, the casino has like the vice president of table games. Then there is a vice president of slot operations, vice president of casino marketing, and vice president who is responsible for surveillance and security. When we talk about the table games, we talk about those games that are played by a group of people. Yeah, so they sit on a table and they play different games. Usually that part has croupier and pit boss and the other people who are involved there. That is why there is a casino manager, a casino shift manager, and of course there are a lot of other stuff working there, and we're going to talk about them and we're going to list them a bit later. The next department organizational is the slots operations. Slot is basically a kind of a machine, a vending machine, where we can play. Yeah, this is usually about the games which can be played by their like guest, yeah, alone. So there we have the slots manager, the person who kind of manages all the operations in there. Then we have the shift manager. Usually every casino has at least 3 shifts. That is why we usually have 3 shift managers, and of course including the slot manager himself as a person who usually works there within like busy times, yeah, rush hour. So we usually have 1 slot manager and 2 like slot shift managers who kind of exchange each other after some time. Casino marketing, as we said, is responsible for the marketing and business development. The surveillance department is responsible for the surveillance, and there is always a surveillance manager who kind of checks and sits around the TV, and they manage the cameras that are installed all over the casino. So the key part of the casino where the money and the value is generated is the floor. So the floor operations are basically the most important part of the casino. And the casino floor, as we said before, consists of 2 main parts. These are the table games and these are the slot operations. So usually the casino has 2 distinct parts, yeah, where we can play on the table and where we can play with different machines, like slots machines, and win or lose money. So now let's talk about table games. So the department of table games is responsible for conducting the games, protecting the game, so the game is fair, yeah, and all the players play according to the rules. And the table games department provides services, yeah, like cards, like tables, like chips, and etc. And the table games department, of course, is responsible for the casino win. We always say that whoever plays the casino, casino always wins. Yeah. So this is one. Here we have a roulette. The casino table department usually consists of several people working in there. So we have like tables department manager, then we have shift manager, we have the floor manager, especially if we have several floors. Then we have the pit boss, then we have the pit supervisor, inspector, and croupier. Usually in the casino, the pit boss is the key person who is responsible for the whole like tables department. Yeah, but if the casino is larger, then we can have several pit boss. So we can have pit boss, pit supervisor, floor manager, and the others. But usually we talk about pit boss, pit supervisor, inspector, and croupier. That is how usually the casino tables department is organized. So who is the pit boss? Pit boss, as more commonly known today as the pit manager, is the person who directs the employees who work in the casino pit. Basically, casino pit is one of those terms we use to define the tables department and table games and those people who work there. The job of the pit boss is to manage the supervisors for table games dealers in the casino. A dealer is actually the other name that we use to call the croupier. And again, the croupier is the person who is at the end of the chart. But this person is actually the most important one because that is the person with whom the players, the customers interact, the guests. That is why he stands here. Yeah. So the croupier or dealer is someone appointed to appointed by the casino at the gambling table to assist in the conduct of the game, especially in the distribution of bets and payouts. So the operation, yeah, where what the like players do, they bet, they win, they lose, and of course there is a payout. Now we can talk about the slots operations, the other department. Slot operations department is responsible for operating slot machines, providing latest and exciting products, of course. The slot machines should be exciting and should be attractive to the guests. Maintaining machines and equipment, yes, so all of them are working and doing their job appropriately. They can bring a lot of money, and they can be kind of attractive to the guests. Of course, the slots operations also responsible for creating player loyalty. So we should make sure that the expectations of the guest are met or even surpassed, and the guest is quite loyal to us, so he or she is going to come back later on. And of course, the slots operations department is responsible for the casino win. So we should manage slots operations and slots division of the casino that way. So the casino wins, yeah, casino makes money, but still make sure that the like guests are happy and they are going to stay there, and they're going to come back, and of course generate more revenue later on. Now let's talk about the casino marketing department. So casino marketing department is responsible for generating excitement and glamour. They can use some like limousines and the other things that may attract the guest. Then the casino marketing is responsible for attracting premium players. So the players that bet a lot, and the players that are going to stay longer than the usual guests. Then the casino marketing is responsible for creating relationship. So not just one service, but a relationship. So the guest is going to come back later on, manage membership and loyalty. Every reputable casino should have its own membership and loyalty program. So the people, the gamblers, those people who think that they are professionals in the field of poker or the others will return later on. And of course, it is responsible for patronage figures and images. So basically, the casino marketing is responsible for making sure that the casino has an image and it is attractive to a wide range of potential customers. Casino treasury is responsible for, of course, account of all money. So they're responsible for accumulating money. They're responsible for making sure that the casino is making money. They are responsible for the chips, buying and selling them, of course. So the casino treasury is responsible for compliance to regulation. We have mentioned that gambling is prohibited in many places, and even in those places where gambling is allowed, we still have some rules that should be kind of maintained, and the casino treasury is responsible for that. Controls safety, keep monetary instruments. So as we know, the casinos have a large sum of money, and those money should be controlled and allocated that way so they are safe, nobody's going to steal, and etc. And of course, as I said before, casino treasury is responsible for financial control. So they need to make sure that the casino is making money and not spending more money than it can. Here, the next department is the casino surveillance. Here we have a picture, which is an example of how the surveillance department works. So as we can see here, we have a lot of cameras around, yeah, and they kind of check not only the players, but also the staff, like croupier, pit boss, slots, machine operators, and the others. So the casino surveillance department is responsible for monitoring operation activities. Uh, they act as deterrents against the theft and non-conformance, provide dispute resolution evidence. Of course, when we have like players and there is a conflict between them, the place where we go in order to resolve it is going to be the casino surveillance. So we're going to try to check whether we have a shot of that moment, and we see who is right and who is wrong, and of course provide safety for patrons and the casino. So the people who are there, they feel safe, Nobody is going to bring something illegal, and everybody is going to be quite happy to play there. And whenever, for example, they win, they are going to be sure that they're going to take their money back. Casino HR and administration, they are responsible for, of course, planning. They're responsible for selecting, hiring, and training casino employees, managing manpower, providing admin support for operations, and of course, they're responsible for organizational well-being. So even though casino is a unique organization, but still they have staff and they have to work with them. They have to make sure that the employees stay there longer. They have their career plans. They know that they're going to grow there, and etc. So basically that was it, what we were supposed to cover briefly. And here is your assignment. So you're going to have three main assignments. So the first one is to choose a famous gambling city where gambling is legalized, write about its history, main attractions, and famous casinos. The second assignment is to define and describe the gambling areas of Kazakhstan, focus on the perspectives of them. Yeah, we have Kapchagay, we have Burabai, and there were plans about the other places. So I would like you to define them, describe them, and write about their perspectives. Do they have a future, for example, and add your opinions, of course. And the last assignment is to write a list of casino employees and define their duties. And that's basically it. Thank you for listening and being part of this lecture, and have a nice day. Bye bye.